We did previously the test for carbohydrates, starch and reducing sugar. Now it's protein's turn. So, what do I mean by protein? The protein is an organic food that does contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, like what? Like meat, like fish, like chicken, white egg, etc. Now, the question is, how do I identify the presence of protein? It is by using a very important test known as Violet test. The same way, I put a bowl and I put the substance need to be tested here. I add some drops of violet. If the color turns into violet color, it means it contains protein. فإذا أنا بستعمل violet test تأكد إذا في protein. I put some drops of violet test. If the color turns into violet color, it means it does contain protein. Alright? Another way for testing the presence of protein is by using another test known as copper sulfate plus sodium hydroxide. So, يا نقول له violet test يا نقول له CuSO4 copper sulfate plus sodium hydroxide. It is the same way, miss. So, copper sulfate plus sodium hydroxide, it is the same as violet test. So, we need to wait a few minutes. If it turns into violet color, so yes, it does contain protein. Now, how do I identify the presence of lipid? Finally, the lipids. What do I mean by lipid, miss? Lipids is also an organic food that contain carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, sometimes nitrogen, like what? Like oil, like butter. So, delineate the lipids. How do I identify the presence of lipid? You put the substance on a translucent paper. What do I mean by translucent paper? It is the same as transparent paper you use to rub your food in it. And you rub the food into pieces. بنفتفت الأكلات على translucent substance. If after a certain few minutes it gives a translucent spot, an oily spot, it means it does contain lipid. Like the za'atar on your translucent paper, it gives you a drops, oily drops. So these oily drops indicate the presence of oil, indicate the presence of lipids. So I repeat the two tests. The protein violet test. Violet test, it is the same as copper sulfate plus sodium hydroxide. I put them on the substance. Few drops of violet test. After certain minutes, it gives a violet color. It means that it does contain what? Protein. While lipid, I use another test. I rub the substance on the paper. If after a few minutes it gives us an oily spot, a translucent spot, it does contain lipids. So this translucent spot indicates the presence of lipid. Now I'm gonna summarize all the tests of organic substance. So I took the lipid, the protein, the starch, and the reducing sugar. So let's summarize what did we study today. This is the food. This is the test. This is the test result. And this is the significance. First food. أخذنا starch. a blue color, dark blue, significance positive, it contains starch. So نحن عم ندرس بالبيت بنقول to test the starch we need to do iodine test. Iodine test له orange. If after a certain time it gives a blue color, so it contains starch. If it remains orange, no starch. Second test, reducing sugar. How do we test reducing sugar? By failing test with heating. الكولر شو لازم يطلع معنا؟ red brick precipitate. Significance, yes, it does contain reducing sugar. Third test, أخذنا protein. Which test I need to do in order to verify the presence of protein? It is violet test. Violet test, it gives a violet color. If it gives a violet color, معناتها plus, it does contain a protein. Last one, lipids. Lipids, we rub the substance, rub on a paper test, so if it gives an oily or a translucent spot, which means it is positive, it does contain lipid. I will send you the paper with the test, with the course. You need to memorize each test to the food by order. So 1 starch, 2 reducing sugar, 3 protein, 4 lipid. These are the list of organic food and their test. So you need to memorize the test as well as the result, if it is positive or negative.